Hey y'all, it's Cole from Druid, and today we are going to be making a freaking snare, man. So I figured it'd be a good follow-up video to do after the kicks. So we're just going to hop right into Ableton and open up an operator. I have my camera set up really weird. Let me try to fix this real quick. Is that better? Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. So, I've got a sine wave playing out. And I'm going to go ahead and create a MIDI clip. And I'm going to set my fundamental to be around F. And let's kind of find the right fundamental place, right? So, one way you could do this is take a spectrum, open it up here, and now you can see where the fundamental is. The fundamental is the frequency that is most prominent. So you look here and you see it's F, right? So that's great news. Let's take a look at another snare, right? So I've made a few, but we could go through some of these other ones. These ghost hack ones are pretty nice. Come on. Alright, so let's take a look and bring this down there. So here we see the fundamental. It's around A. Okay, so let's bring our fundamental up to A and A2, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, that's around it. That's cool. So that will turn out to be a fifth from C. So you could probably tune it around to get it to match your tune, but the fundamentals could be either A, or you can maybe get away with F, but definitely maybe an E or something. Yeah, E. This would be a good one for E because it's a fifth in the scale down from that note, right? So a drum can either land on the fundamental or the fifth, or sometimes just like a harmonic kind of, maybe even a third. I don't even know. You could try. It's really up to you. But technically speaking, you want to be on the root or the fifth for a snare tuning. But you don't have to follow that. So I'm clicking here to activate the pitch envelope. I'm turning it up to 100%. And boom, playing with these points. Let's bring the decay back. And I'm also going to bring that envelope down. So boom, there's that. Bring this. So that's probably pretty good. We can play with this later on too, and I highly recommend well, I'll show you how we do it. So now I'm going to group them. Take the spectrum off so we can see what's going on here. So now we've got that, right? Now, what we're going to want is a white noise click layer and a white noise character layer. And this, we went over in the kicks. It's kind of the same, right? You want a transient, you want a fundamental, and you want a tail in a drum. So, let's try this. Oh yeah, got these grouped up to where this is not white noise. There we go. So I'm gonna firstly just do that. And I've got a little white noise click now. I'm gonna go here and change the decay. And on this one, you could either just high pass it like this, and with this one, you want to fade it in with the attack here. And the reason being is because we don't want the tail to conflict with the clarity of the fundamental and the click. So we want a strong fundamental and then a nice tail afterwards. So alright, here we go. So now that we've got these three basic pieces, you can pretty much just run it through a saturator, and you want to get it to where it's distorting pretty heavily. Put this mode on soft clip if you don't have it already. That will allow it to just kind of not peak, not go over zero, and instead add distortion to make up for that. So we've got that. Let's turn this down. Cool. Turn this off. Adds a lot. I kind of like that. Alright. Now, I showed you this with the kick. Now what I want to do is EQ before the distortion. So you have total control of what is going to output from the distortion. Right? So usually a nice move to do is to cut right below the fundamental. See a difference there? Almost defines the fundamental even more. Now, I like that character that brings out, so I'm just going to kind of cue it. So with that, so that's all good. I like that. Sorry if that was piercing. Now, I'm just going to bring this down a little bit. And I'm going to bring down this Q because the fundamental is a little too prominent. So there's that. One thing that I'm hearing now is the noise could be shaped a little different. I feel like that could be a little more refined. So the way I'm going to do that is drop an EQ on. And let's take out the lows. And alright, so we got that. Another thing you can do to kind of mess with the noise layer is add a frequency shifter before the EQ, because usually when you shift things around, it can just add low end and stuff if you shift it too much. Anyways, just be careful with that. So let's try it. Okay, I like that. So now that I've got that, so firstly, what I would do is save this. And I'm just going to actually freeze it, and I'll go back and save this all later. But you could flatten it. Actually, you wouldn't want to flatten it. You would want to select it and control click and bring it down so it just copies itself over. And then you can unfreeze this and you have this, turn it off. Boom. Now you got the snare. And it's already looking pretty good. And that's because you've built it from each part, right? So it's pretty good. And again, I would consolidate it, and I'd go here, Control R, Command R if you're Mac, and name it build it snare. Boom. So you go here. Oh, Druid samples. I'm definitely gonna have to put out a sample pack of some snare. Good. New folder. Build it snare. Drag that up in there. And you would do 1. Alright, so we've got our fundamental snare, right? Now, it's just all about making gradual changes in the processing and freezing them, saving them, so we have steps along the way to come back to. So first thing I'm hearing, and you probably can't hear this because, well, is it even stereo yet? It's not. So it's just mud that I'm hearing. Anyways, alright, let's do this first. I want to bring out more of what I'm hearing. So, I think I have a snare beef preset in here. But what it is it's the attack set to 10. It's pretty much just like the kick beef preset. So let's use it. Before, after. So it just thickens up the tail. It's just and starting to kind of make it a little louder. Now, usually this is a good point to maybe layer and then process. But for today, since I don't really want to do any layering, I want to make it all from scratch. Let's do the disperser trick. So this is the same kind of thing to the oh, you guys don't have this. If you do, if you want to buy this, what you would do, the fundamental is A. I remember that. So we'd go to A, go to mount, turn the pinch down. So, before, after. That is so huge. It's really just the shape that I like on that. It's really nice. Adds a snap. I don't know what it is. Before the glue compressor, so you can clip it. Won't go above 0. Now I'm hearing some EQ stuff. So really, what you're trying to do here is bring out more of what you like about it, and push it even louder and clearer and more defined by compressing, so that you can hear more of the transients, EQing, and distorting, you know? And we'll do that after. So we got that. Let's try, oh, you know what we should do? Is that overdrive trick before the EQ. This is really useful for snares because you can grab the frequency band that sounds like or like a clap or just any kind of tone. So you would turn the dry wet up. I mean, that's it right there, you know. Huge. So before. That's huge. After. Man, that's amazing. I like to use OTT, but like really subtle. It could be like 2%. Just the tiniest bit. And then let's try a saturator at the end here. Sometimes it doesn't work. It sounds like it's getting flatter. Yeah, it's like losing the transient. And you don't want to blow out the transient. You want your transient to still be clear when trying to distort the snare to its peak. What makes it too much distortion, in my opinion, is that you can't hear the transient clearly. So here, you can still hear the transient clearly. So I'm gonna do the snare beat thing again. I gotta get used to using my presets. There's so much more convenient. So before. And now I'm hearing maybe a little too much of the fundamental. So, what I'm going to do, and don't be afraid to do this ever when shaping drums, automate. So I want the fundamental to be a little shorter and go on for a little less time, because it seems like when it comes around here, there's still that note playing, and it sounds a little muddy going that long. So it goes you know, that's good. That's a sign of a healthy snare, but just a little there. Let's try so let's go. Yeah, there you go. So it's just bringing out more of what you want, taking away a little bit of what you don't. So after all that, let's freeze it. Actually, you know what I like to do with these is resample it, because I find that with the compressors and the different plugins, sometimes it just reacts differently. I don't know why, shouldn't, but it does. So I record them and get the best one. So I do it like 3 or 4 times. Beefy. Oop. Messed up. These are smackers. So, alright, let's hear. And this could be my brain or something, I don't know. Yeah, so to me, it seems like the first one is snappiest, and these kind of have blown out fundamentals. Like, listen for that. I don't know. I just like the first one best, so I'm gonna go with that. Try that though, because I feel like I noticed that, but try it for yourself. It would make sense. So we take a look at this, and we've got this beautiful snare. Let's consolidate. Cool. So I like to make them with kind of a long tail, like this. And then later on, I like to fade it if you want it to be different. So. You know, to layer that with another snare. Use that for like some drum and bass thing, or what a lot of people like to do is just pitch those up, and those are pretty nice snares for breaks and stuff like that. So use your ears with snares, but also keep in mind fundamentals, you know, because you might want it. If stuff just sounds weird for some reason. So I got that. So, boom. Build it snare 2. I guess another thing worth mentioning is layering. So we've got 1, 2. Huge difference. That's a smacker of a drum, right? So the way I would do this is I would type in snare, go to something like, you know, anything, EQ it to where the lows are out and the fundamentals aren't going to be clashing, and it's more tonal high end than anything. So huge, right? Pretty cool. And you can fade it in so the fundamental still cuts through. You could also frequency shift the noise layer again. And you can get crazy with the stereo of this one. So. Fade it. So without. And it's just a little more, you know? Just a little more of what it was. And I love doing that. So let's resample it. One more. One more. I like that one. So, boom. That's how I would do it. Another cool thing that you could do is on this high layer or another layer. You could also do this on your white noise layer and your snare. You could put a corpus on there, and I would filter it out, maybe just have the high end, and set it to like whatever you want. You could do plate. I guess it's not really doing much, but play with that. The membrane. That's kind of frequency we like. So that's like a metallic one. EQ that. Just slight little differences, but play with this layer. You could also put reverb on it. Let's try reverb. Pretty cool there. Anyways, you could do that, and you could use chorus for stereo width, as long as you put it before the EQ. So that's some nice stereo information there. I don't know. Resample that too. I just like this first one really. But yeah, have a play around. That's how you would layer up a snare from scratch in Ableton. If you have any questions about what I'm doing or anything you would want to see in the future, just let me know in the comments, and yeah, just please like and comment and subscribe. Check out my music, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, y'all.